The information provided by Trading Forex Price Action to you does not constitute personal financial advice. The information provided is of a general nature only and does not take into account your individual objectives, financial situation, or needs. It should not be used, relied upon, or treated as a substitute for specific professional advice.
Midweek Analysis.
Hey guys, this is a midweek analysis for March 16th of 2022. Alright, we'll start off with the Nzdusd pair. This is a daily chart. We'll start off with an overview of the current setup I'm looking at. So on this daily chart, the last long trade that formed was right here, and the last short trade that formed was right here. Now this short trade was slightly stronger than this long trade, so the daily bias was short. Or in other words, price was likely to reach this pivot low before reaching this pivot high. And so on last Thursday, if you recall, I took a short entry at 0.6850 levels, roughly around here, with the stop loss at this pivot high and its main target being at a 4-hour trend line that roughly runs in and about these levels right here. However, on my communities tab 2 days ago, I posted I aborted the entire short trade at 0.6790, roughly in these areas, due to slight long strength kicking back in. So let me go ahead and explain to you why I aborted this short entry at these levels right here, and moreover a setup I may take on this pair in the coming days. So let's go over to the 5-minute chart. Okay, so on this 5-minute chart last week, I took a short entry roughly at this 0.6850 levels right here with a stop loss above that daily short trade. And I aborted this short entry 2 days ago at 0.6790 levels, roughly around here. Now that lower confirmation that showed slight long strength was through these trend lines right here. So let me just explain these to you. Let's just zoom in. Okay, so on this 5-minute chart, charge on these trend lines from this pivot to this pivot right here. And moreover this pivot to this pivot right here. Now as you can see, the bottom trend line was broken out, then broken right back in immediately. And moreover again, this upper trend line was broken out and broken back in immediately also. However, also notice that this initial breakout was a doji, and the break back in was also a doji. Now like I always say, these fake breakouts used for confirmations want the sense of a fake breakout. So in other words, you want price to break out strong and break out strongly back in immediately. Now that was not the case for this first breakout. So a breakout like this, since it is missing that key element of a sense of a fake breakout, is that the short traders wanted to push price back down. However, the long traders at this point was able to overwhelm those short traders. Now moreover, the second trend line I was talking about, as you can see, there was a hammer breakout. However, the break back in candle, although it was at the same level, as you can see, has a very low wick right here. So again, the buyers were able to overwhelm the sellers. So typically, since this lower confirmation does not show much strength long, although it does show a little, I would not abort a short trade just based on this price action. However, like I mentioned earlier, that daily short trade was only slightly stronger than that long trade, and thus I aborted the entire position at this point, for there were no obvious signs of strong short strength. Okay, and moreover, let me show you what I'll be looking for in terms of trade setups on this pair in the coming days. So let's go over to the 1-hour chart. Okay, so on this 1-hour chart, the only trade I'm willing to take is a long entry at this point, for there is a possibility that that daily short trade did hit its main target at a monthly gap level that runs right through these levels. So at this point, I'll be looking for long confirmation to take a long entry. Now there's a couple of ways I could confirm long strength in this situation, but let me just show you a couple possible ones. The first one is from this pivot to this pivot right here. As you can see, there was a breakout at this point right here, and price is closing right back in, and the open and close was at the same level. Now again, what I want is for a strong close back in. almost giving the sense of a fake breakout. Now, if that could happen, that will apply normal short strength. However, price can still reach that pivot high right here where that short strength was created. That'll show that strong long strength was able to override that normal short strength, thus confirming some strong long strength. And then at that point, I will be willing to take a long entry with this main target at the pivot high of that daily short trade I showed you earlier, and the stop loss being at the pivot low where that strong long strength may form. So if we get a strong close back in and price hovers around and comes back up to hit this price level right here, the stop loss level will be at the pivot low where that long strength was created at these areas right here. Okay, so we'll just see what happens with this setup. Okay, so let's go on to the Euro Yen pair. Okay, this is a weekly chart. Let me run you by the current setup I'm looking at. So since the last long trade that formed was right here, and last year at this point right here, there was compact short price action that formed, which shows strong short strength. The weekly bias is currently short, or in other words, price is likely to reach this pivot low before reaching this pivot high. So as you guys know, I have a short entry at this point at 131.50, roughly in these areas, with a stop loss at this pivot high. And for the current moment, I'm still waiting for further pullbacks for further short entries where there are no signs of short-term long strength, although price is going up. Okay, so let me show you what I'll be looking for to confirm whether or not we'll get a further pullback for another short entry. Let's go over to the 1 hour chart. Okay, so on this 1 hour chart, if you recall, we first got this fake 1 hour double top that formed, which reached the second top stop loss level at this point right here, signaling normal long strength. And moreover, at this point, we also have this 1 hour fake HNS that formed, and this first attempt down already failed by hitting its right shoulder stop loss level just 2 hours ago, again applying normal long strength. However, at this point right now, there's actually another HNS from these necklines right here that price may possibly test. Now on the second attempt, if again price could reach his right shoulder stop loss level before reaching his target height level, that would again apply more normal long strength, furthering the possibility of a further pullback for more short entries. However, on the other hand, if price reaches its target height level before reaching the right shoulder stop loss level, that will indicate strong short strength, in which case it is likely we will not get further pullbacks long at this point. Okay, so we'll just see what happens with this pair also. Okay, so that's it for the midweek analysis. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And thanks for watching, guys. Okay, bye.